I notice a lot of you guys are on the third tier. Y'all love that third tier where I have to make a list, a top list, a favorite list. Y'all love that, and I've noticed that. That's one thing that Patreon, they show me, like, what's my favorite tier that people go to. And this one comes from who is this again? I think I forgot who this was. Who made this? The Yin and Yang lad. Yin and Yang lad, and he asks me a very interesting question. And this one takes me back because I am a fan of these guys. My top 10 favorite Looney Tune characters. I am a sucker for the Looney Tunes, guys. If I watch if a Looney Tune short is on, I'm gonna watch it. Maybe I'm flipping through channels and I see it on. I'm gonna watch it. If I'm on YouTube, I can find a place that just runs all Looney Tune cartoons, and I still laugh at these things. I've watched these things since I was a kid, and still made me laugh. Made me laugh then. They still make me laugh now. That just shows you how entertaining they could be. And yeah, there's some darkness to the Looney Tunes. Let's not get it twisted. There's some shit that you don't want to know about. They won't even show anymore. But I remember some of them things. But there's a lot of characters from Looney Tunes that don't get enough shine because they're older or things like that. Like, for example, before Porky was teaming up with Daffy, there was a character called Gabby the Goat. You don't see him anymore. Gabby the Goat, and he kind of talked like this, and like, oh, and like, and they even they redid shorts that Porky and Gabby did with Porky and Daffy. That just shows, like, there's another pig character a lot of people don't know about, and I'm gonna get to the list, but hold on, give you some education. Everybody, does anybody remember Petunia Pig? That was Porky's girl. Somebody says Lola didn't come around until, if I'm not mistaken, she didn't come around until to Space Jam. But there's all those different animals, like Charlie the dog, or all of the Slow-Mo Mouse, like all these, they were characters like that. But I made a top 10 list. These are my list. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'm looking forward to hearing who are some of your favorite Looney Tune characters. And once again, Yin and Yang lad, you asked for this, I'm delivering. Here we go. So number 1 on the list, we are going with, of course, my favorite Looney Tune before the main Daffy Duck. I'm a Daffy guy, okay? I'm a Daffy Duck dude. It's kind of funny because when it comes to the Disney characters, the original Disney characters, I love Donald over Mickey. I'm a Donald dude. Mickey's cool, but Donald to me is better. Donald's better. And that's the same way I look at with Daffy Duck. I love Bugs, but I think Daffy's funnier than Bugs. I think he's more he could be more wickeder than Bugs, and I think most of the Daffy Duck shorts were better than the Bugs Bunny shorts. Most of them were. I'm just gonna put it out like that. I laughed more at the Daffy Duck shorts than Bugs Bunny shorts. I'm gonna put that out there. Like, for me, one of my favorite Daffy Duck shorts is when he was Robin Hood. That cracks me up it's the funniest shit. It's the funniest shit. It cracks you up. And Porky Pig played Friar Tuck in that. It's the funniest shit. But yeah, Daffy's my man. That's my favorite. Number 1, Daffy Duck. Number 2, y'all probably think it's Bugs. Nah, it ain't Bugs. Tasmanian Devil. I love Taz. Back in the day when I was a kid, and this just shows when I was growing up, from the 80s into the 90s, they used to have t-shirts that used to have the Looney Tunes characters on it, and they would have them mixing up. They would either be in like different jerseys of basketball teams or things like that. And I used to own those shirts all the time. They're so cool. But Taz is my dude. I love Taz. I love the whole idea of the Tasmanian devil is the meanest animal in the animal kingdom. Like, everybody's scared of him. It's the funniest thing. But if you really see what a real Tasmanian devil look like, they're fierce. But if they were up against a lion, that lion's gonna kill him. But here, this thing spins around like. Anytime they do it, he and Bugs are together, and Bugs and all the animals are running, and then Bugs has to stop an animal and like, why are you running? And then it's like, the Tasmanian devil's on the loose, and here he comes, and he just moves around and things like that, and then he sees Bugs and he tries to eat him, and then probably one of my favorites when Bugs he was like, what for you say he's like he's like, what for you say you're a horse, but you got powder puff tail like a rabbit. Like, it's the funniest thing. Oh man, that voice, trying to do that voice is hard, but it was funny. I love that. And of course, then in the 90s they had Tasmania, the show with Taz and his family, and they showed that they were in Tasmania, down in Tasmania. It was great. I love that. I love Taz. Taz is great. Taz is one of my favorites. Number 3. Now we're getting to Bugs. There you go. Here's your Bugs. Once again, Mel Blanc. I salute you, sir. Rest in peace. The man of 100 voices. You talk about great voice actors. Mel Blanc is up there. Mel Blanc did mostly all the Looney Tune voices. And I love when he broke down how he got Bugs Bunny's voice. Now, you got to remember, back in the early days, Bugs was really weird. He was like wacko crazy. He felt too much like poor Donald Daffy Duck in them. And then they changed him. But I remember watching an old David Letterman show, and Mel Blanc was on it as a guest, and he talked about how he came up with Bugs Bunny's voice. And he's like, yeah, he's a mixture between a Brooklyn accent and a Bronx accent. And I'm like, I get it. Me being in New York, I know what he's talking about. And I thought it was so cool. I'm like, okay. But I you gotta love Bugs. I mean, Bugs is cool. When he's a master of the skies. He sure loves dressing up as women. He does love that, which always cracks me up too. Because I'm like, he pulls this shit all the time with Elmer Fudd, and Elmer can't see. Like, wait a minute, never seen a female with gray skin. It's the funniest thing. Some of my favorite Bugs Bunny shorts, when he was the only one, he played a baseball game against this group called the Gas. Got the name of it, but he was watching the game and he's like, yeah, I can beat them with one time all by myself. I get up there, wham, another homer. And so the team was hearing that, and then they said, all right, tough guy, you think you're tough? You got yourself a game. And he beat the team by himself. Another one is when he was wrestling. That was fun. I love the opera singing where he nearly tried to kill this guy. Like, Bugs is a terror. Like, don't get it twisted. As cool as Bugs can be, he's a terror. He has really been a thorn in people's side. You're like, yo. And when I watched that episode where he was with the opera singer and he was Leopold, and then and there was one time he had this opera. He had the opera singer hitting the high note, and he just had his hand on and you can see this opera singer gasping for air, and I'm like, yo, he almost killed this guy. Like, it's like, what's wrong with this guy? He's crazy sometimes, but yeah. And when him and Daffy are together, it's magic. It's so funny. It is so funny to watch them together. But yeah, I love Bugs makes my list. Don't get it twisted. I like Bugs, but he's not higher than Daffy. I'm just saying. Number 4, we got Porky. Porky, I love Porky for all the reasons, because with Porky, he just seems like a cool cool dude. That's the type of dude you would want, rolling with you. Yeah, he stutters a lot, but he's still cool. Porky's cool. And it's funny because Porky is really the face of the Looney Tunes. He's really the face. I think he's older than Bugs. Correct me on that, but I think he's older than Bugs. But Porky, back in the day, Porky changed a lot. They slimmed him down because he used to be he really lived up to his name, Porky Pig. And also he used to stutter so badly, he used to turn red and sweat. And as funny as that, when I was a kid, I used to laugh at it. But I don't laugh at it as much as I used to anymore. And still, he still is funny. But that's all, folks. It's still funny to hear him say that. Because you're looking for it. It's like his calling card. You want that. But you ever seen the short where he was like, son of a bitch. You thought I was going to say son of a bitch, right? I was like, yo, he cursed it. When Porky cursed is the funniest shit. I don't know who did that, but it was funny as hell. It was funny as hell. But yeah, I love Porky. He's great. Number 5 on the list goes to Foghorn Leghorn. This Foghorn is just too funny. He plays the trope of the stereotypical Southern, he I say, you gotta, and every time he's so loud and disruptive, like when he talks, you gotta, I say, bury the hatchet, boy, and then if you're not listening, he said, pay attention to me, son, when I'm talking to you, and then he to the point where the person he's talking to is like pissed off, and they just shut up and just knock go aside the head. But Foghorn's cool, and then when he messes with Charlie the dog, it's funny too, and he'll come up, walk up to Charlie, and stick a stick in or hit him over in the backside, and Charlie starts chasing him, and he gets choking, and you see Charlie trying to grab him, and he'll smack him upside the head, and it's the funniest thing too. But Foghorn's funny. He's funny too, especially when him and the little chicken hawk go at it. It's funny. Number 6 is Elmer Fudd. I like Elmer more than I like Yosemite Sam. No disrespect to Yosemite, but I love Elmer Fudd. Because what makes Elmer Fudd so cool and made it so interesting is the original voice actor for Elmer. How Elmer talks. Oh, well, it's Elmer Fudd. That actor actually talked like that. I watched a documentary on the Looney Tunes, and the original voice, he really talked like that. He was like a radio commercial-like actor, and back in those times, commercials were on radio, and he talked like that. Elmer Fudd, Waspley Wabbit, like he really talked like that. I was like, yeah, that's pretty funny. But Elmer is another one of those out of the human Looney Tunes. You like, what's wrong with this? Like, he always go hunting, but again, as he said, I'm sorry, fellas. I only hunt for sport. I don't. And it's like, what the fuck, man? Like, I don't mind hunting, but I don't like that you're hunting for sport. If you're hunting just for sport, I'm not chill with that. Like, but if you're hunting for food and everything, like that's how you get I'm fine with that. Or, that's cool. But Elmer does it for sport, and when him and Bugs and Daffy go at it, they bring that up. Well, you can do other sports. What's wrong with you? And things like that. But when Elmer Fudd is not with Bugs or Daffy, it's fun too. But when them three are together, it's even funnier. And Elmer Fudd, he's gone through a transformation too. Remember how he looked in the earlier days? Like, he was very pudgy. Very, very pudgy. He looked more like a mixture between Oliver Hardy. Like, he looked like Laurel, I would say Laurel. He looked more like Laurel, just without a beard, because he was pudgier and fat at that point. So yeah, it's different. But I do love Elmer. Number 7 and 8, of course, we go to Sylvester and Tweety Bird. You gotta love those two. It's really hard sometimes. It's kind of weird sometimes not to see them together. It really is. It really is. When they're not together, it's different. And there's not that many shorts where Sylvester and Tweety are not together. But when they are separate, you're like, oh, whoa, that's Sylvester and it's not with Tweety Bird. I remember the short where Sylvester and Porky were together, when Sylvester and Foghorn Lane were. It was a great Foghorn, but it was like, whoa, you're missing Tweety, you know. And for me, my favorite short with Sylvester and Tweety are when they played off the Jekyll and Hyde. Tweety Bird had drank the Hyde formula, and so he would turn into the giant bird, and he turned into the monster, and Tweety, because they ran inside Dr. Jekyll's office, and then and when Sylvester was looking for him, he was like, "All right, Birth, I know you're in here. Come out and meet your doom." And then next thing you know, then you just heard that cackle, and then he taps Sylvester, and Sylvester turns around, and Tweety is now the monster, and he's like, "You bad old putty cat," and he just broke apart, and it's the funniest shit. And Sylvester's like, "Open the door! I'm trapped in here with the monster!" It's the fun. That's my favorite short with them together. It cracks me up every time. I love that short with Sylvester and Tweety are mixing it up, and they got Dr. Jekyll. It's the funniest thing. I love it. It's so funny. I love them together, so it's funny. Number 9 is Wile E. Coyote. Now, I can take Wile E. Coyote without the Roadrunner. I can take him, and there are shorts where Wile E. Coyote is not with the Roadrunner. Like, either he is with the sheepdog, and they're like, "Hey, Sam," hey, or things like that. Or when Wile E. Coyote and Bugs Bunny together. Those are fun too, you know. And that's when we actually get to hear Wile E. Coyote speak. And he's got this very regal, you know, speech, and he's talking to Bugs Bunny, and he's like, you know, "Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Wile E. Coyote, super genius. Don't try to run. You won't, because I am stronger and faster than you." And it's Bugs just outwitting him all the time. It's the funniest thing. So I like the Roadrunner, but when Wile E. Coyote is not with the Roadrunner, I'm fine with it. It's different with Sylvester and Tweety. It's kind of weird when I don't see them together, but when I see Wile E. not with the Roadrunner, I'm cool with it. So, but yeah, anytime, you know, you get the Wile E. Coyote cam when he falls and he, you know, or something, you know, one of the Acme machines go wrong, you know, and of course it blows him up, and of course he's a toon, so nothing really hurts him. He just bounces back, but it's fun. It's still fun. And number 10 on the list goes to Marvin the Martian. Yes, isn't that lovely? Yes, Marvin. Marvin makes number 10. Marvin is so funny to me because their depiction of what a Martian looks like is so funny. He wears like this centurion hat, and you don't see his mouth. You just see big eyes. He got a black face, and anytime, what's his big thing? He's like, well, I'm going to blow up the Earth. It blocks my view of Venus. And so it's like he needs to. You can't just go in your spaceship and get a view of Venus outside. He always wants to blow. I'm going to blow up the Earth. Isn't that lovely? You know, and things like that is the funniest thing. And anytime he mixes it up with Bugs Bunny, mostly Bugs, he mixes it up. There was a couple times that the original Duck Dodgers, they did it, and he's like, "I'm gonna hit you with my disintegrator ray, and brother, it disintegrates." and he pushed the button and the gun disintegrated, and Marvin just tried to shoot him and things like that. You know what's funny when Marvin, what really makes me laugh with Marvin is when you see him mad. All you see is his eyes, and he's, oh, you piss me, like, oh, you make me furious. And things like that's the funniest thing. So Marvin makes number 10. I'm sorry guys, they make me laugh. They can make me laugh. I love the Looney Tunes. They make me laugh. Yeah, so those are my 10. Like I said, there are a lot of Looney Tunes that don't get enough credit. Somebody will probably say, why isn't Lola up there? Like again, what did I just say? Lola didn't come around until, you know, she didn't come around until like Space Jam or so. I think she's a new character, but there are Looney Tunes characters that are out there. You know, you could say, well, Chris, you know Pepe Le Pew? I like Pepe Le Pew, but over time, even before, you know, the whole, you know, I was like, yo, what's wrong with this guy? Like, he's pretty dumb. Like, he thinks this cat that's got a stripe is a skunk. And just the way he forces himself on this female, I was just like, yo, what's wrong with him? I like Speedy Gonzalez. You know, I think he's cool too. And all the others, like I said, Charlie the dog, and I'm forgetting the young chicken hawk name. Petunia Pig, Gabby Goat. There's all these others that I love, but these are my top 10. I love them. I'm always gonna love them. Guys, I'm a 43-year-old man, and I still love watching the Looney Tunes, and they make me laugh. Nothing beats those shorts, those original shorts. You know, nothing beats them. And shouts out again to Mel Blanc, who did their voice so well. There are people who are older than me that still love the Looney Tunes. And if you're one of those, God bless you. Continue to love them, because I love them too. And with that being said, guys, hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys the following week for some more Patreon requests. And with that, deuces.